Have you ever dropped your toast? You know it's going to land butter side down. Or maybe you've jumped off a swing. If you have, you've definitely noticed something. No matter what, things always fall down. Seriously, just think about it for a sec. Why doesn't your backpack just float up to the ceiling? Or why doesn't a dropped ice cream cone just go zipping off to the side? It's a really good question and kind of a super important mystery. Well, it turns out there's this invisible force that's in charge of, well, everything. It's like a secret boss, making sure the entire universe plays by the rules. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain and meet this boss. And that boss's name is gravity. It's this huge force of attraction, and it's the reason our feet are planted firmly on the ground right now. So how does this big attraction thing actually work? Okay, it all starts with something called mass. Now, don't let that word scare you. It's just a sciencey word for stuff. You have mass, your dog has mass, the planet has mass. If you can touch it, it's made of matter, and it has mass. Simple as that. Now, here's where it gets really cool. Anything that has mass, any stuff, also has its own pull. That's right, even you. You are literally pulling on everything around you at this very moment, and all that stuff is pulling right back. But wait a minute. If you have a pull, why isn't your pencil just flying into your hand? Well, that's because your pull is super tiny. But the Earth? It has a huge amount of mass, which means it has a gigantic, powerful pull, and that's the one we feel all the time. It's why when you jump, you come right back down. You know, a really good way to think about gravity is like it's the universe's own super strong duct tape. Seriously. It's the force that holds the moon in place so it orbits the Earth, and it keeps all the planets, including us, circling around the sun. Without it, everything would just fly apart. Okay, so we've got this huge force pulling on us, but that brings up another question. Why down? Why does gravity only ever seem to pull things down? Let me tell you, the answer is probably not what you're thinking. I mean, if gravity is this big attraction between everything, why isn't my chair being pulled towards the wall? Why is it always just down? What is so special about that one direction? Okay, here's the secret. Down isn't just a direction. It's a destination. Down always means toward the very center of our planet. Since the Earth is a giant ball, it doesn't matter where you are, even if you're on the other side of the world, down is always pointing straight to the middle of the Earth. But the story gets even weirder and way more awesome. A total genius named Albert Einstein came along and gave us a completely new way to picture gravity. So get ready, because this one's a real mind bender. So Einstein figured out that gravity isn't just some invisible rope pulling on everything. He said that really massive objects, like planets and stars, actually bend the very fabric of space around them. Whoa, right? The best way to picture this is to think about a trampoline. So imagine space is one giant, super stretchy trampoline. Now let's put a heavy bowling ball. That's the Earth, right in the middle. See how it makes a big dip? Okay, so now if you roll a small marble, that's you, nearby, it's not going to go in a straight line, is it? Nope, it's going to curve and roll right down into that dip. That's gravity. We're not really being pulled down. We're sliding down a curve in space itself. How cool is that? Okay, so for constantly being pulled or rolling down this giant space bend, why aren't we just sinking right through the floor? And for that matter, why don't we just float away into the sky? It's all because of a perfect balancing act. While Earth's gravity is always pulling you down, the ground under your feet is always pushing right back up with the exact same amount of force. You're just perfectly stuck right in the middle. You know, the only time you really beat gravity, just for a second, is if you're maybe getting a little too wild on a trampoline. So it turns out this invisible force isn't just about dropping your toast or keeping us on the ground. It's working everywhere, all the time, kind of like a quiet supervisor, making sure the whole universe is running just right. And believe me, gravity's to-do list is huge. It holds entire galaxies together. It pulls gas and dust together to make brand new stars. It sculpts planets like Earth. It even makes the ocean tides go in and out. And yeah, maybe most importantly, it stops your soup from floating away at lunchtime. So the next time you drop something or see something fall, you'll know the secret. It's all happening because our massive planet Earth is making this deep bend in space, and everything around it is just following that curve, heading straight for the center. So you see, gravity is way more than just some rule we have to follow. It's the force that builds whole worlds and holds galaxies together. It's not just a law of physics, it's like the signature of the entire universe.